The Adelaide Hills is on the warmer end of where you should grow Pinot. I'm not saying it's too warm, but compared to central Otago and bits of Tasmania, it's quite warm.
I asked, who would you see if you were going to the McLaren Vale in Adelaide? Knappstein was one of those guys. We know Australian wines, but we're not experts in them. So to be honest with you, we don't know much, but we're open to discovering it.
I think we've got, 96 barrels of Pinot, and we will probably reject another 15, 16.
Yeah. Wow. 96 barrels?
Yeah. Everyone slightly different.
So you guys are going through tasting every barrel, seeing where it's at, and then at the end blending it all together?
Not all of it.
Okay.
If it doesn't fit, it won't go in.
And then what happens to it?
It goes to a lucky new owner.
Nice. Where in Australia do you think is great for Pinot?
Look, I think Australia is one big Shiraz site with a few little places where you can grow Pinot.
The entire continent?
Yeah. Compared to New Zealand, which is one big Pinot site with a few spots you can grow Shiraz. And we just happen to specialise in Pinot, but I really do believe the signature red wine from the Adelaide Hills will be Shiraz.
Yeah. Where does Grenache fit in all that? Is that kind of like the in-between between Shiraz and Pinot?
Grenache is really a later ripener than Shiraz. So it's really a warm area grape. And I don't think there's any grown in the hills at all that I know of.
No. I think Tim is pretty smart. You can tell he has a history of making wine. He's somewhat technical in his winemaking style, and there's definitely a contrast from who we visited earlier to what Tim is doing. And I think he's very organized in the way he makes wine and his thought process. And I think it shows in the wines themselves. They're all very correct. But once we got to the later vintages of his Shiraz, that's where they started getting interesting for me. And he was saying he's experimenting with the Shiraz and he's adding cluster stems to them, and they're taking on more of an interesting quality.
Yeah, I like the 2013.
Yeah, I think 13's moving in the direction we want to take it.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
They're still classic tasting, but a little more flavor, a little more punchy than the Pinot Noirs. A little more bold, I guess. The Pinot Noirs were good, but the Shiraz for me just had a little bit more kind of soul to it.
When you look at the wines that are winning major awards in Australia at the moment, they are those more complex, lighter, more interesting fruit-driven styles. In Australia, we developed in response to a well-known American critic, particular style of Shiraz, big alcohol, big oak, jammy fruit, all that sort of thing. So, we went from what was relatively mainstream at the time to over-the-top wines, and I think now we're going back the other way. I think at the moment there is a new wave in Chardonnay, and there's certainly a new wave in Shiraz.
I also thought it was quite interesting that they were very, very keen on that style of Shiraz that is a bit prettier, a bit spicier, carbonic maceration and whole bunch fermentation, which is, although you would certainly expect it from any good sommelier anywhere in the world, it was great to see that those guys were very keen to see that as a style that they like and something that is pretty dear to them.
As you come to the end of Adelaide Hills, are you getting a sense of place and of terroir, or is it getting more and more confusing?
No, I think I'm more confused today than I was when we started.
The last two guys fucked it all up.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We're like less than zero, actually, at this point. I mean, our minds are more wide open because we came in like Shiraz or Grenache. That's what we're going to focus on. And then we tasted Pinot Gris, and then we tasted Pinot Noir, and Gewürztraminer, and Riesling, and Merlot, and they were good. And now they're options.
I agree with Michael. I mean, when we first got here yesterday, we thought we had it all figured out, and then today, just total curveball.
Yeah, everything feels like disjointed.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
I just need a hot shower, and maybe that'll help me recollect.
I'm gonna lay in bed in the fetal position and cry. Hopefully I'll wake up.
Watching cartoons.
Yeah, figure it out.